The tone, well, the volume of your voice.
Okay. Yes.
How does it sound?
Okay, let's get one more. Yes.
The sound of your feelings.
Okay. So, the tone, I don't know if you can see this, the style or manner or expression in speech or writing. So tone is the author's attitude towards the writing. So tone is what the author feels. So going off of that, who can tell me what mood is? Yes.
Like how you're feeling?
Yes.
How do readers feel about what the author writes?
Yes.
The way you feel?
Yes. So we're all getting consensus about how we, the reader, feel. Basically, this long definition here is how the reader feels. Mood describes the atmosphere of the book. Does everybody know what the atmosphere is? Yes.
Or the surroundings?
Yes. So now, I want you to look at your sheets, think about what words could describe tone and mood, and we're going to look at this passage. Does somebody think they can read that, or is it too small?
Really small.
Okay, I will read it for you then. So this is taken from Roald Dahl's Matilda. How many of you have read the book or seen the movie? Yeah, it's my favorite book. Occasionally, one comes across parents who take the opposite line, who show no interest at all in their children, and these, of course, are far worse than the doting ones. Mr. and Mrs. Wormwood were two such parents. They had a son called Michael and a daughter called Matilda, and the parents looked upon Matilda in particular as nothing more than a scab. A scab is something you have to put up with until the time comes where you can pick it off and flick it away. Mr. and Mrs. Wormwood looked forward enormously to the time when they could pick their little daughter off and flick her away, preferably into the next country or even further than that. So what word from your sheet would describe the tone of this passage? Yes.
I'll show you.
Okay. Yes.
Hateful.
Hateful. That's a good one.
Bitter.
Bitter. Disrespectful. Annoyed.
Unhappy.
Unhappy. So now, what would describe the mood of the passage? How do you feel from this? Yes.
I think heartbroken. Well,
Okay. Yes.
I feel kind of the mood that will describe it is kind of irritating.
Okay. Yes. Kevin. Grumpy? Yes. Okay, I think we're getting this good. So now, this one is from a book you should all be reading, or you're gonna be reading. You can't really see it, but it's Maniac McGee. Yeah. So, the town was buzzing. The schools were buzzing. Hallways, lunchrooms, streets, playgrounds, West End, East End. Buzzing about the new kid in town. The stranger kid. Scraggly, carrying a book, flap-soled sneakers. The kid who intercepted Brian Denningham's pass to hands down and punted it back longer than Denningham himself ever threw it. The kid who rescued Arnold Jones from Finsterwald's backyard. The kid who tattooed Giant John McNabb's fastball for half a dozen home runs, then circled the sacks on a bunted frog. Nobody knows who said it first, but somebody must have. Kid's gotta be a maniac. And somebody else must have said, yeah, regular maniac. And somebody else, yeah. And that was it. Nobody, except Amanda Beale, had any other name for him.